Hey everyone, this is Josh here, and
Hey guys, this is Ergo Josh.
Hey everyone, Ergo Josh. Hello everyone, my name is Ergo Josh and welcome.
Hey everyone, this is Ergo Josh and welcome to my YouTube channel. I've got my little Apple Pencil here, so it's me, right? Recognize these hands, right? Are they focused? Focus. Yeah, there you go. See these hands? Yeah, those are the hands they're used to seeing. And this is the face that's attached to them. I just want to say a big thank you to you guys for helping me reach 50,000 subscribers. We're at 52 now, so it's still growing pretty fast, and I'm really amazed. I did not expect to make this video in the way that I'm making it now so soon. I made my YouTube 2 years ago, so things kind of blew up exactly a year in, and now here we are today. So thank you again, guys. So it's part of my face reveal that I am doing now. I guess it's done. You guys get to see what I look like, right? Every angle. I'm going to do a Q&A. So I've asked you guys on Instagram and on YouTube what you want to know about me and what you want to know about art and everything in between. You guys asked me about, I think, over 100 questions. So I think that means I'm good to do a Q&A video. I've got my phone with me. Is it going to focus? There, that's my phone, and I'm here, and we're going to look at what you guys have asked me. So let's get right into it. So let's start from the oldest comments on YouTube. OJ Joseph asks, other than art, what other hobbies do you enjoy? So other than art, I enjoy weightlifting, although I had to kind of stop for a little bit. I might get to that later with another question. I also really like tech and computers and stuff. Like I just finished building the computer that's kind of running all of this 4K video stuff because I knew I wanted to get into 4K pretty soon. And what else am I interested in? Other than that, it's really just everything that comes with art, at least for me, like the social media aspect of it, analytics, data, marketing, all of that stuff that kind of comes with it. I'm also very interested in, and I consider it a hobby. And like film and video editing, all that stuff together. Pumpkin Prince asks, do you have any custom brushes? Yes, I do, and I will link them below, and I will also, let's see if I can do this, put them here in the info box so that you can see exactly. I'm trying to make sure I have my monitor right there. I'm trying to make sure you can see it right. And yeah, they'll be right here, and you can get them for yourself if you have Procreate. Zentali VM asks, who are my favorite artists and do I like comics? My favorite artists are Art Germ, Kim Jung-ji, Ross Draws, Kushinov Ilya, and I don't really know if this really counts as artist, but all of the art from Studio Ghibli I really enjoy. And do I like comics? I really never got into comics. I don't really know why. Like, also anime, I didn't know what anime was until college. So I feel like if I knew about comics and anime earlier on in my life, I feel like my art would be a lot better. But unfortunately, yeah, I never really got into comics, but I do love a lot of the characters in comics like Spider-Man and Batman, but yeah. Lou Monstahim asks, how old are you? I'm 24 years old and 1 month. Okay. Charlie asks, how long do I think it would take for someone to get good at art? That's a tough question because it's really dependent on what that person wants and how quickly they can grow and how hard they're willing to work to get it. I feel like a beginner could possibly get to my level in 2 years or 1 year or even 6 months, depending on if they're being trained, if they're working like 16 hours a day, drawing everything and anything under the sun. It really depends on what that is. And by get good, that's kind of a subjective term because depending on your style, you may reach a point of maturity within 6 months that you're able to get clients and get enough work to sustain yourself. So it really depends. It's a very open-ended question. Nathania Mercelina asked a few questions. So the first one is, what made you want to pursue art in a more serious way and learn about anatomy and such? I've always loved to create, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I've loved it. I loved it the most when I started drawing and making people. And the idea of being able to tell a story and create a character and kind of draw that character in whatever way is in my mind and bring it to life on paper is just so fascinating to me. And so I decided I wanted to take it way more serious rather than to just kind of, dabble in it here and there. I wanted to get good at it. I wanted to get to a place where my skills were as fast as my mind could come up with ideas. Your second question was, you said that you were born in Africa, not just born in the United States. You're right, I wasn't born in the United States. I was actually born in Wakanda. So in Wakanda, we have something called vibranium. And I'm just kidding. I was born in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, in Africa. So, but by the time we moved over here to the United States, I was 3 years old. So I have zero memory of my life there. Sorry to tell you about that. Next question. Hilo asks, what's your favorite anime? Ghost in the Shell, hands down. One of the few animes that's made me shed a tear, and I don't cry too often, I'll tell you that. This is a hard question. Easy VWJ asks, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Are you planning on doing any large projects like animation? Animation, not as much, because it's really hard, and I feel like you just need a lot of people, to get something like an animation going. But I do have a kind of very faint vision in the future of maybe doing a comic or some sort of story or book or something like that. But in 10 years, that's tough. This is going to sound pretty cocky, but I do see myself as probably having around 1 million subscribers by then. I'm probably one of the first YouTubers you're going to see that actually tells you they have a plan to make it to that level. Not really a plan, but intends to. But also, in 10 years, I do think I'm probably going to be married in 10 years. Even though I don't have a girlfriend. It's going to be interesting how that works. Sammy Sketches asks, what do you think are your worst and best qualities? That's really hard. Start off with the best. I'd say my best is my mindset, and it's a new quality I've gotten the past year. I think that my ability to stay positive and to focus on learning from any experience, whether it's good or bad, and focus on making as many mistakes as I can is probably one of my best qualities. And I'd say my worst quality is probably overthinking things. I can get very analytical, and recently some of my friends at work have been like, whoa, Josh. But yeah, I can be very overthinking, and it has been a problem a lot. So I'm trying to chill out. Like, yeah, even this setup and making this video has been something that I have been way too anal about. The Rabbit asked, how do you overcome your personal criticism? I find it's my biggest hurdle. As an artist, I think that if you want to be a successful artist, you have to be able to do two things. You have to be able to be your best and worst critic, and you have to be able to pick yourself up. So what I mean by that is you need to be able to judge yourself harshly with everything and how you do everything, but at the same time, pat yourself on the back and pick yourself up and try again. Those are the two things you need to be able to do. So I don't think it's really so much overcoming your personal criticism, but learning how to leverage it as a way to grow rather than to destroy yourself. Beryl Mangzi asked, who is that girl on your profile for YouTube and Instagram? What does she represent? She is just a random girl. She's probably a model from Pinterest that I drew that I really liked, so I put her as my profile picture. And I'm probably going to change it soon. And I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going to settle on one for a while. Some girl asked, do you have that one thing that you simply just don't know how to draw? For me, it's most cars. Simply don't know how to draw. For me, it would be if you tried to ask me to draw like a woolly mammoth, something with a lot of crazy hair, I'm just gonna be like, nah, it's not worth it. It's insane, and it's just too complex for me, and I wouldn't want to even approach it, which is the main reason why I don't really enjoy drawing animals, because a lot of animals are very furry. Lei Hebel asks, what is your day job? I am a design professional, I think it's called, or practice professional at an architecture firm. Anika asked, do you like acting? It's hard to answer that. Like, I've never acted. I've acted once, I guess, and for this like one random high school skit that no one has the footage to anymore, which is unfortunate. But I do like the idea of acting, which is, you may have noticed that the way I talk in some of my videos when I'm like, hey, what's up everyone? This is Ergo Josh. And then people are like, oh, you have this really cool announcer voice. I really enjoy doing voice acting here and there. I've never pursued it as something like seriously like I've done my art, but I do really enjoy it. And that's why I really like YouTube, because I can combine all of my interests into one thing, creating videos, you know, projecting different types of personalities whenever I want to and whenever I see fit, and, you know, putting my best self out there. So yeah, I think I'll say yes to your question. Salad Ass asked, oh, I'm sorry, do you play any music? Or do you play any instruments? I have learned in middle school, I learned for 3 years how to play the clarinet. I've dabbled a little bit on the piano, and I have dabbled a little bit on the guitar. And now I'm thinking, do I want to flex? No, it's not tuned. I don't think I feel like doing that, but yeah, maybe for another video. City Cannon asked, what is your favorite animal and can you draw it? My favorite animal is a cheetah, but I don't think I'm going to draw it. I've drawn it before though. Agu asked, what is my favorite food and what did I eat for breakfast? My favorite food, I don't really have one because I'm not like super into food. I wouldn't say I'm a foodie, even though I really love going to restaurants and trying new things at my friends' discretion. I trust them because I don't like to pick something random. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite. Anything that's like that I know is good, I'll have a big list in my head and I'll just pick from that. What I ate for breakfast, I actually skipped breakfast this morning and I had Chinese for lunch. Fake Chinese though, because it was Panda Express. NC asked a lot of questions, but I'm gonna answer one of them. Are you planning on doing any collabs with any other artists? Not really at the moment. Right now I feel like if I were to do a collab, it would be because I'm looking to gain subscribers. I haven't really had any ideas where I'm like, oh, I want to make this type of content, and if I was with this person, that would really make it great. You know, I haven't had any of those ideas and no one's really approached me with any ideas like that. So right now I don't have any plans to, but I'm definitely open to do it. Suius Art asked, are you ever creeped out by your fans? I will say 1 or 2 occasions, yes, already. And after making this video, I feel like that might increase, but we'll see. You know, it comes with the risk. High risk, high reward. Marie Laure Boscheman asked a few questions. I'm gonna pick a few. How many languages can I speak? I really just speak English fluently. I know a little bit of random languages here and there. One of my personal things that I do is I like to know at least one song in as many languages as possible. But I did take about 3 years of French between high school and college, and about 1 year of Japanese. Marie-Laure Bouchemi, je parle un très peu de français, mais mes prononciations et ça va, mais très bien, hein? Oui? Non? Watashi wa Ergo Josh. Bosu wa imasu. And that's it for the YouTube questions, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the Instagram questions now. Now, the Instagram questions were a lot more art focused, so I'm going to kind of be really spotty with how I pick and choose them here. Phantom 7th Man asked, how do you hold your pencil? Well, this is how I hold my pencil. Right here. Yeah. This is it. The Tired Artist asked, will you do more tutorials? I need help on everything. Yes, I do plan to do many, many more tutorials in the future. Sweet Sunny Dreams asked, you know my question already, when is your shop opening? I tried to make a shop, kind of, but I feel like I'm going to get more serious with like prints and shops and that kind of stuff much later on. I feel like I'm getting closer to a point where I feel comfortable with marketing my artwork physically, but at the moment, I'm kind of more focused on just putting myself out there as my artistic journey for the moment. Storm Draws asked, why is Ergo in your name? There's two reasons. The first one is because of one of my favorite animes, Ergo Proxy. So I was like, oh, that sounds cool. I'm going to call myself Ergo. Make my Instagram Ergo Josh. There you go. The other one is because it means therefore in Greek or Latin. I don't remember which one. But so my full name I was debating on was Art Ergo Josh. And that would translate to Art Therefore Josh. And so I was like, oh, it's going to mean that if you want to know about me, then you just need to know about my art, because I'm going to pour myself into my art. So it'll be Art Therefore Josh. And that was like my grand idea. But it really just came from a place where I felt like, art was the only thing that was like, worthwhile about me and all that. But I still really like the ring to the name, even though I'm not really too sold on that idea anymore. I feel like I have a lot more to offer. But yeah, that's where it comes from. Wishi Art asks, do you really know Obama? Well, what do you think? Do I really know Obama? Does Obama know me, or am I actually Obama here? Rose Chaput asks, what is the drawing you're most proud of? The most proud of? I don't really think I have one. There's every single drawing I do, it either gets better or it's kind of worse and I learn something from it, or I always learn something from it regardless, but it's tough to give an answer for that. One Wonder Mom asks, did you find digital art difficult when you first began as opposed to traditional paper? My answer to that is yes. It was kind of difficult. I started with a Wacom Intuos tablet, which was basically like the bamboo tablets of before they kind of rebranded everything, and it was hard because I was looking at my tablet screen and then I was looking at the computer, and so there was a kind of a disconnect, and that's why I always recommend that you use a tablet with a screen if you're starting digital art, and if you're not, then stick to pencil and paper because it's going to help you in the long run. Jumpaholic asks, when are you doing a face reveal? I think I'm probably going to do one at 100k. Ginger and Official asks, with which camera do you record your videos? I previously used my Sony Alpha A6000, my Sony A6000 to film. Once I used my phone, but now I'm actually filming on a Sony A6400, which has kind of been looked at as the next popular YouTube vlogger camera. But I got it because it fixed a lot of the problems that the A6500 had. So right now it's looking pretty good. I think I look pretty well lit. I'm pretty happy with how everything looks. What do you think? Jennifer Abufadl? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but she asks, how do you keep your confidence, especially in the beginning when you didn't have... And then it cuts off. But I'm going to say that I didn't really have confidence in the beginning. In the beginning, what I would do was on Instagram, when I would do live streams or when I would do stories, I wouldn't even show my hand. I would just hold... Where's my Apple Pencil? I would just hold my pencil in such a way that I would hold it at the end so that you couldn't really see my hand. And I was really self-conscious about people seeing any part of me, any part of like my environment and where I live in. Even making this setup was difficult because if you guys knew what it looked like around here, oh boy, I had to do a lot of magic to get this setup to work. But yeah, it's something that kind of grows with you. Even my voice, I hated it. And then when I uploaded my first few videos, people were like, oh, I love your voice, Josh. It sounds so much like ASMR. And then I'm like, okay, well, I guess I just need to chill out about my voice. So it kind of, you take a risk, you move forward, and that's kind of how you build confidence. You got to force yourself to have a little bit more confidence than you really need for the situation. And then you go, and then you grow. I'll bet you read this asked, art or water? If you ask anyone I know, they're going to tell you it's art. How do I balance Elizabeth Dusk Star asked, how do you balance social media, artwork, in real life activities, and my job? Oh boy, I don't really balance them. I just cut out a lot of things. Like, I rarely go on like social events or social activities outside of work or anything related to, you know, my artwork. I still do, but I'd say they're like limited to like once every 2 months maybe. And then social media, I really basically cut 2 hours of my sleep out to kind of be on social media. I really shouldn't do that, and I don't need to, but it's something that I'm working through. Sleep has been something that I've been cutting in order to get everything kind of working together, but I'm getting much better at that. So it's not been easy. I haven't really been balancing it. I've just been like slashing things. Like, one of the first things that went was my gym membership. Yeah, and I need to get back on it soon. I'm getting a little bit I don't know if you can tell, a little bit thin lately. So yeah. You can't tell because you never saw me before. What am I saying? And for the last question, ASEO Books 1411 asked, best and worst thing about having YouTube as a job. So I'd say the best thing is being able to the idea of knowing that literally hundreds of thousands of people have been impacted by you. Hundreds of thousands of people have heard your voice, have seen what you look like, at least not really in my case, but maybe that's going to be a thing. I don't know. But just knowing that you've impacted so many more people than the average person is great. And then the worst thing is, I'd say the worst thing is something that I actually don't experience yet. I think the worst thing is going to be the pressure once certain things happen. Once you get to a certain size, I think the pressure of fame and the pressure of living up to people's expectations, people having expectations of you, and then you meet them in real life, and then dealing with that kind of mismatch and them being disappointed in you. I think that's something that is going to be bad. A lot of YouTubers say, oh, it's because, you're really shaky. You never know, you never know if you're going to make enough money next month or whatever. First off, it's not a full-time job for me. It's still pretty much a hobby. But also I feel like that's really any job. I feel like being a YouTuber is becoming basically an entrepreneur, and that's just what comes with being an entrepreneur. And I don't think worrying about AdSense or worrying about all that stuff is really unique to being a YouTuber. I just think that's part of the game. So I wouldn't say that's the worst thing for me. I'd say the worst thing about being a YouTuber is being extremely accessible and having a lot of pressure on you once you start getting really popular. Yeah. So that's it for me. My throat is aching. I don't know if you can tell. I hope you could hear me properly, because usually I'm talking like this into the microphone for my YouTube videos, but I'm not today. I'm just talking to it in the side. Let me know if you guys would be interested in maybe seeing my face in the corner of a video when I'm doing live streams, or maybe some other format, or including this when I'm doing tutorials or something. I feel like you guys have really enjoyed the intimate feel looking down on my hands, on my little desk over there when I'm doing my artwork. I am still playing with the idea of another channel. Maybe it might be focused on ASMR. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please check my brushes out, and wherever I decide to put it, you guys can figure that out. If you're also new here and you want to get more of my art and be more a part of my art process, you can become a patron, where you can get access to all of my content right now that I'm putting out, even my brushes. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, goodbye. Which pill do you want? The red pill or the blue pill? Maybe I'll set this up perfectly to where the videos... Which video? Click on one of these videos, or subscribe in the middle. Click on one of these videos. Click on one of these videos. See, this is proof, right? See, recognize these hands? These hands drawing right here. Look at that. That depth of field, that focus, right? Nice, right?